Hey guys, this is Jesse from Project FDL. This is video 2 in a series of FDL-2 tutorials, all based around getting your FDL-2 hooked up to Wi-Fi, getting code flashed onto it, getting it hooked up to the web app, and then ultimately upgrading this FDL-2 that you see to an FDL-2 Plus. So in the last video we learned how to get the Photon hooked up to Wi-Fi and get it claimed onto your Particle account. So this time we're going to flash some code onto the Photon. Now if you've purchased a bundle or a assembled blaster from me, the code is already on the Photon, and obviously your blaster works when it comes out of the box. If you purchased a blaster or a bundle from me before the beginning of 2017, the web app code was not onto it, so you would have to upgrade the code on the Photon in order to use the web app. Also, upgrading from an FDL-2 to an FDL-2 Plus requires all new firmware on the Photon, so you'll need to flash code onto it for that as well. So last time we set up a Particle account. I'm back on the particle.io site. I'm already logged in, but this time I actually want to go to the IDE. So we're going to click on the IDE link up top. And it will bring us to this screen. So over to the right is where we'll write code, and then you can add apps over here. There are some different options over here. If you want to dive into actually writing code for a Photon, this is where you're going to spend a lot of your time. But right now we actually want to boot the FDL-2 up. So last time we put in the Wi-Fi jumper in order to force the Photon to try to connect to Wi-Fi. I still have it in there right now. So when I boot this up, it blinks green. It eventually blinks blue, and then it will turn to a slow pulsating cyan blue color. So that means that the Photon is now connected to Wi-Fi. So at this point in time, we want to get some code into the Particle IDE. Okay, so the best place to get code is either GitHub or Thingiverse. So Thingiverse has all of the printing files on it. GitHub has this on here too, but the code is a little bit easier to get to. And GitHub is kind of a more natural place to store code and to have it updated over time. So what you're looking for is this firmware folder. Inside of there, you'll find a file called FDL2 firmware.ino. So once you open this file, you don't really have to be concerned with the code unless you want to really start looking through it. What we need to do is get the code from here into the Particle IDE. So you really would just want to copy all the code all the way down to this last curly brace there. Copy it, switch back over to the Particle IDE, and simply paste it in there. I created an FDL-2 app earlier, so we can't use that same name. I'm going to call this FDL-2 tutorial, but you can call it whatever you want. So at this point in time, this folder button saves it. So now you have that app available to you all the time. The next thing you need to do is actually flash it onto the FDL-2. So there's a little target icon down here, and when you click it, it'll bring up your list of devices. So if you remember setting up the Photon on your phone, this list of devices here mimics that list that you saw on your phone. So remember last time it was called AIDA FDL. If you have multiple devices, which I don't right now, there will be a little star of some sort right here, and you have to click that and choose the device that you're wanting to actually flash this code to. Since there's only one device here, that star is not there, so there's not really anything for you to pick. So once you choose that, all you have to do is click the lightning icon on the top in order to start the flash process to the FDL-2. Alright, so when it starts flashing the code, the first thing you'll see is that light will flash purple a few times. And then it'll eventually go through this process. It may flash purple several times. This may take several minutes. It may take the 10 or 15 seconds that it actually just took just now. But at this point in time, we have just updated the code on the FDL-2. Cool, so now you're set up to connect to the FDL-2 web app. In the next video, I will go over that web app and connecting to it, logging into it, and go over some of the features of it as well. Thanks for watching.